What's up, everybody? Welcome to Getting Stoked. Just a couple little things to run through before the episode, which is phenomenal. Forrest and Trevor from Sundressed are a fantastic time. But before we get there real fast, I have a live podcast, the first ever live Getting Stoked podcast on June 8th. That is this upcoming Friday. We're doing it with Chelsea from Fairy Bones, and we've done a Fairy Bones episode before, but we didn't get Chelsea. So we're going to get Chelsea this time, and it's going to be fun, wild time. It's at the Nile Theater, which is fucking rad and really overwhelming. Nile Theater, I'll have merch and all that kind of stuff there too. It starts at 7 p.m. It's all ages. It's free, and there's alcohol. I don't know what more you could possibly want than that, right? It's going to be a phenomenal time. So Friday, June 8th. Live show, Nile Theater, Chelsea, Fairy Bones. Let's do this. Oh, and Santan Brewing Company threw us together a little nice package of a little swag bag that one very lucky audience member will get their hands on. So that'll be a really good time. And then also, guys, I'm legit now. I have a fucking sponsor. Isn't that crazy? Like, don't immediately switch away because I have a sponsor. This is really fucking exciting because it's not just some boring ass company. Like, Getting Stoked doesn't do anything by the book, right? So the people that we have hooked up with us they're called Cope Notes, and they're a brand new self-help solution mental health resource. It's a text-based, no downloads or logins needed service that will give you one text per day, whether it's a photo, video, link, or just plain text, and it's personally written by someone who's lived with experience with mental illness. And they're kind of like positive pick-me-ups that target negative mental and emotional habits that I know I have, and a lot of listeners I'm sure have too. People have written into the show before and talked about kind of, the things we talk about here on the show, mental illness being a big piece of it. It's totally private and secure. There's no sensitive personal information needed. And they're randomly timed, too, which is really nice. Like, imagine you just, like, jerked off and you're feeling really down about yourself and, oh, my God, what is up with my life? And, oh, this sucks, and blip, 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 blip. You get a little randomly timed text message that catches you off guard, giving you a little extra push to wipe everything off your chest and get up and get on with the day, man. That's awesome. Cope Notes is absolutely phenomenal, and it's a perfect gift for anyone who's looking to grow in the right direction, man. So there you go. That's it. That's all the ads that we got. Oh, no, you know what? You can sign up for a free 7-day trial. Text COPE, C-O-P-E, to 33222. Once again, that is text COPE, C-O-P-E, to 33222. And yeah, guys, that's it. That's what we got going on for you. So without any further ado, please enjoy Sundressed. Forrest, welcome.
Thanks, man.
Trevor's been on the show before.
Yep.
Welcome back.
I missed you.
But Trevor's here with his mustache that he finally grew back. That's one of the first things I said to him when he got here.
The pencil stash.
I love it, man. It looks great.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah.
He said Trevor.
Yeah, you said Trevor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck.
No, and that
Forrest.
was funny.
I thought you were just making fun of the fact that I can't grow a
his pencil
mustache.
stash.
No.
Okay,
Sorry,
no,
Forrest.
yeah, my mustache. Thank you so much.
That mustache was all over my Facebook feed for like a year when you did that Southwest Airlines thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Can you talk about that for a second? Because like all I
yeah.
saw literally it felt like forever. All I saw was your face and a guitar in an airplane.
Oh, my God. Okay, so that was, Southwest Airlines. Who hit you up for that, Trevor?
So it was a really sketchy thing at first because it came from a Facebook message for a band page, which like something official like that should be an email usually, right? So we're just like, it was like this long thing about like, hey, we want you to be one of 6 bands on this thing, and like I work for Pharrell's label and like all this crazy shit, and like
We didn't believe it was real.
Yeah, we're just,
Yeah.
So like I had like Matt from Animal Style vet it, and he's like, you got to have him send over like an actual like contract to make sure that like we're like not like signing over the rights to Sundressed or some crazy shit, and he eventually sent it over and it was legit, and they literally mailed us plane tickets to do this.
Yeah, the show was
so
wild.
We're like, our thoughts going into it were like, I don't know if this is going to do anything for us, but like it's going to be a story forever. You know what I mean?
I
So you actually played the show in an airplane?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like quick like preface is like, yeah, first of all, we didn't like think it was real. Like everyone was very skeptical about it first. And then when we told Jordan, who was playing guitar at the time, and Garrett, who was playing drums at the time, about it, they were like, that sounds stupid. Like fuck that, we're not doing it. And we were just like, okay. And then Justin had never flown before.
Still hasn't.
So, like, I don't think he has still. And, like, it's a good thing he didn't come, though, because the flight into El Paso was, like, super wild. He probably would have been, like, super sick. But anyway, he hadn't flown before, so Trevor and I were like, all right, fuck it, we're just going to do it, like, just the two of us. And the whole itinerary was, like, we fly to El Paso, and then we wait in El Paso for, like, 6, 7, 8 hours, like, for the team to show up from a flight from L.A., and I remember, there's that picture of me where I'm, like, passed out on the fucking couch. El Paso Airport, there was, like, jack shit to do, so I just, like, passed out on, like, a couch and an ottoman. It was funny shit. But anyway, they get there, and then they did a bunch of weird shots of us, like, walking around, and, like, I thought it was super weird because everyone you could tell was very, like, serious, like, fucking industry, like, people or whatever, you know. And anyway, we're there for a while. We get on the plane. It's a flight from El Paso to Dallas, I think. And then on that flight is where we played. And I think it was just like a 2-hour flight, something like that. And then once you get airborne to like 35,000 feet or whatever, they're like, all right, go. Like, it's like a limited window. So it was like kind of stressful. So we get up to the front, like by the cockpit or whatever, and we're getting set up. And then my guitar and my vocal mic just isn't working. And they had this like mini PA. It was like these like tiny little speakers. And the dude who was like doing sound, like I don't think he really knew like what he was doing. I don't know, because like I saw he plugged it into like a headphone jack.
Yeah.
Like he plugged my mic like into a headphone jack or something. And I wanted to like reach and just be like, yo, like it needs to go in there. But I didn't want to like fuck with anything. So they're like, it starts
He opens the airlock and just kicks you out of the airplane.
He's just like, get the fuck out. But it was like, it was very stressful at that time because then the woman who was like running the whole thing or was kind of leading it was like, all right, we got to go. Like, we don't have time. And then, so they got my guitar working, but not my vocal mic, but Trevor's mic worked. So we were just like, all right, fuck it. And we rolled with it. Did the first song. Do you remember what songs we played? I think we played like A Little Less.
Frankfurt and A Little Less, but I messed up because we weren't supposed to swear.
Oh my God. And we went over this so many times. We went over this countless times. Trevor told me several times, he's like, Forrest, make sure you don't say, is it shit? Right?
Yeah.
The lyric is shit.
We've got some shit to figure out.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to change it to things or something.
Yeah, we've got some things to figure out. And so we get there, like we're coming up to it. And I'm like, all right, I got this. And then Trevor just full on shit. And so then they couldn't even use that song, like because we said shit. And so they used the other song though, which still went really well. But yeah, that was wild. Like I think after the first song they got my mic fixed, and we played, and it was super weird because it was like by the cockpit, and I'm just like super hunched over, like it was so small, so bizarre.
Did the passengers know this was gonna happen?
That's what I was gonna say.
Is
it's supposed to be a surprise that they like one in so many flights gets this performance, but usually like it's like some random has been like Blue October did one and stuff like that.
I kind of really like Blue October.
Blue October's sick, dude.
Yeah.
No. You're
you know
totally
what I mean,
right.
though,
No. Yeah, I do.
yeah.
You're totally right.
Just
to say
like
that,
like
but I
someone
really
that
Blue
like
October.
used to be big, but now would like play on an airplane.
Yeah,
you
totally
know?
crossfade.
Yeah, but yeah, it was part of this contest, and they picked one band from each region that Southwest flies out of. So we were the band from Arizona, I guess, and.
Were there any passengers? Just like I don't want. This is weird.
There was
one.
There was
a
one dude who
couple.
was just like
Headphones in. Yeah, like headphones in was like not about it.
Yeah, and then they told us to walk back to the middle of the plane and play again, like for the people in the back.
They wanted us to like walk towards the back and play something. So we played "Good as You," and that was really cool. That's the shot of me, like.
I was about to say, where's the shot of you like over in the
in
aisle?
the aisle, yeah. That was when it was like they were like, "Hey, yeah, we want you to like just walk to the back and play another song," and we were like, "Okay, cool." Played that, and yeah, like for me, the most bizarre part about that was like playing. Right, I'm playing just like in my zone, and I look up and like my audience is like an airplane. Like to, like just seeing all these like people like in their fucking seats on an airplane, and like most of them seemed really jazzed about it.
Yeah, they were maybe thinking like we were like some hot shit that they just didn't know about because they were older or something.
Imagine that story though. Imagine someone being able to say, "Yeah, first time I ever saw Sundressed was in
on
an airplane."
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines.
But yeah, when it all came out, like it was this contest and there was voting, and I think it was bullshit because we had like 1 million people voting all day, and we ended up getting second place over this band that had way less social media than us.
Yeah, they're.
Maybe I'm a little bitter about it. They probably had a better performance than us.
I thought their performance was fucking solid.
You're not supposed to say that, man.
Who was it?
It was what were they called? It was like Saddle something or.
They were like kind of like a folky kind of
folky.
band, and they had their whole band, and like they were able to do it all on acoustic
To
instruments.
me
so.
too, like the whole thing was to open for the Fray. Like if you won, you would open for the Fray at Red Rocks in Denver. Yeah, that was the whole thing. And you got like $1,000 or something. Like
we got $1,000.
Oh, we got. I think you got 5,000.
Yeah, you got 5,000
for first place. And
yeah.
like the thing, the reason I think too that the band that won was their performance was super solid. It was like full band. Like they somehow fit their entire band like at the front of a plane, like with a keyboard, and I think they had a cajon. Like their lead guitarist was super good, like shredded. And, like, that's why I feel like in comparison, it was, like, they had a better performance. They had more instruments. They had more people. They also did a great job. Plus, the dude that, like, led the band was also a, like, keyboard singer-songwriter. And, like, so was the Fray. So I was kind of, like, in my mind, like, when we got second, I was like, it makes sense. Like, they did a great job. Like, it, you know, whatever. But
we had the most votes.
I thought we did great, like for just fucking the two of us, like one guitar. And
when you guys mentioned that it was super sketchy at first and you didn't know what to expect, that reminded me of this. I'm surprised I've never ever talked about it on the podcast before because I completely forgot about it. But back in like junior high, I used to do this thing on YouTube called Idiot Games, and it was just Jackass Junior. That's all it was. It was literally just me and my friends doing stupid shit to each other, and that was the entire show.
Oh yeah.
So someone found us on YouTube and claimed to be from MTV, and they wanted to do a MTV special like Junior Jackass show, and they wanted us to try out to see if we could do it or not, right? So but the shit that he wanted us to do was really weird, and it kind of made my mom at the time, I just thought my mom was being a total fucking buzzkill, but as an adult, I'm like, dude, we almost got fucked. Like there was this dude, like there is this, so he asked us to, like, the only thing that I remember him asking us to do was to get into our underwear or swimming trunks, shirtless, and to get into a shower and then turn it from really hot to really cold back and forth, which at the time I was just like, oh, that's like just heat stuff. I don't get it. But then I got older and I was like, oh, your nipples get hard. Like I kind of see what's happening here. And I realized that it was totally a pedophile just trying to get our fucking videos of us.
Oh my, that is
like
fucked up.
I was listening because I was listening.
The internet.
I just thought about that the other day because Joe Rogan was just talking about how how there's some like pedophile dude like almost like tried to prey on him when he was a kid, and I was like, oh fuck, that kind of happened to me too. This dude on the internet wanted videos of us like in our skivvies.
Jesus, and like he tried to like entice you by like being like MTV, like Jackass.
And
like,
did he make up
totally
a fake
worked.
email at like mtv.net?
Yeah,
or
totally.
something?
No, it was
my
totally
God.
like. I mean, I wish I still had that email, but like there was it was like something MTV at gmail.com or something like that. It was at the time I didn't know that it should have been from an at MTV, but that's why he's messaging fucking junior high kids. Like,
I was gonna say,
they're not
how
gonna,
old were you?
Yeah, I was like 13,
Yeah,
14.
fuck, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Damn,
wild.
that's crazy.
So that's so fucking crazy. I don't know.
Fuck that guy.
I know. He's on a registry somewhere.
Fuck
YouTube
that
didn't
guy.
even exist when I was 14.
That's wild.
I think I'm kind of grateful for that.
Yeah, I'm so grateful that Snapchat and Twitter and shit like wasn't as big of a force when I was a kid. I'm gonna let the dog out in a second.
I was gonna say I can let her out. Really
Yeah, go
quick.
for it if you want to. Yeah. No, I'm because I was such an asshole when I was a teenager, and I was so bent on shocking and offending as many people as I possibly could that if I had access to social media, my future would have been completely ruined.
Dude, yeah, I was such a little shit when I was like 14. It would have been bad. Like even when I discovered like MySpace, it was like
Same.
fucking just opening the gates of fucking hell, man. Like, whew.
The tail end of me being like that caught Facebook. So on my on this days every single day,
no.
my on this day, all I do is go through and delete. I'm just like, all right, well, that's gone. Like that is not going to be searchable anymore under my name.
So funny.
And some of them I look back at and I'm like, that's still kind of funny, but I gotta delete that.
I know, my God.
Because the social climate is so different from 10 years ago.
Definitely.
That that's not
it's
okay.
Insane now.
So whatever, yeah. But I'm so great because my girlfriend's little brother is 14 and he does stupid shit on Snapchat all the time, and I'm always just like, and her parents are super angry about it, and I'm just like, dude, like that's what you do.
It
when
is
you're
what
14.
it is. Yeah,
We just didn't. We weren't able to put it on social media. That's the
dude,
only
yeah,
difference.
like that's why like being a parent now like scares the shit out of me because there's so many more like fucking things that kids can get into, like one of them just being Snapchat, like or just whatever, like social media, just like alone. I feel like is so fucking wild. I would hate to fucking.
I don't know.
Monitor that shit.
Yeah, I don't think what to expect when you're expecting has like a social media predator part.
Right?
Talks about
Damn.
how to deal with shit like that. So one of the reasons that I wanted to get Forrest you on specifically was because you right now are going through what seems to be a very interesting part of your life, where
Definitely.
you after how many years of Sundressed?
Like 3.
That's it.
Almost 4. Like being in Sundressed.
Yeah.
Didn't you tour in?
Okay, so touring we've done for 3 years. I joined
2014.
the
I
first
think.
show was at Parliament, whenever that show was, right?
I think.
I know it was
Could
at
be-
Parliament.
It could be 4 years by now.
It was summer. Fucking, it's so hard for me to remember.
That first tour we did with Heartless Breakers, that was in April of 2015.
Okay,
And
yeah.
you
so
were there
touring,
for a
I've been
while.
doing 3 years. I joined the summer before that.
Yeah,
So summer of 2013.
14.
And ever since
Okay,
then,
2013.
Yeah, 2014.
14,
So,
so
four,
sorry.
Got it.
4 years.
So 4 years you've been in Sundressed, and
Word.
like really, like it when I think Sundressed, and no disrespect to anybody else, but I always just think of you and Trevor. Like
Word.
that's what I think of when I imagine Sundressed, and part of that is
We've been
also,
doing it for a long time. You know?
Yeah. And I didn't get into the Phoenix music scene until 2015 anyway. So by that
Word.
time, like that's what Sundressed kind of was.
I mean, Trevor opened me up to like fucking everything, dude. Like Parliament was like a venue I had no idea about. That was super sick. Like playing house shows was like.
Was Parliament the warehouse thing?
Yeah.
Was like
Yeah.
okay.
That Robbie started.
Like Rubber
Yeah,
Brother
Robbie started. Yeah, he
Records.
talked about that when he was on the podcast. Yeah, that's right.
So like that was really cool. Like I got to play there a couple times with Sundressed. Once, so the time before that was with Adult Feelings, and that's actually how I like essentially met Trevor. Was like through Adult Feelings. We opened a show at the Parliament, and then it was your guys' tour kickoff. It was the Sundressed Alan Penny tour kickoff.
I was literally about to say I have an article here from AZ Central from
Yeah.
June of 2014 that's talking about the Rubber Brothers Festival at Parliament.
Yeah,
And
dude.
Alan Penny, you're fucking on the wavelengths. Alan Penny and you guys.
Hell yeah.
Those
Yeah,
were good
crazy.
times, man.
Alan Penny, man.
But yeah, it
God,
was
whatever
like,
happened to that guy?
What's he doing? No, Brian's fucking sick.
Yeah, he
I
is.
love that guy. But I just remember like Adult Feelings opened that show. It was a great show. It was like Sundressed tour kickoff. I think, was that your first tour?
Yeah, and fun fact, the person who had Forrest's spot before Forrest.
Come on to the mic a little bit more, homeboy.
Person who had Forrest's spot before Forrest was Ryan.
Yeah, like the
Ryan,
first time I
Ryan
saw
played in Sundress with me.
the first time I saw Sundress, which this is really cool too, and like I got to show this to my friends Fred and Anthony because they were actually the ones who showed me Sundress. They were like, "Yo, have you heard of Sundress? Like they're fucking sick." You guys played at 51 West some night, and it was when you still had tapes and like it was like the Banana Split and shit. You still had that, but anyway,
I was about to say because Ryan's on that split, right? He's on
Yeah, on the Banana Split, and I think another release too, another tape release. But anyway, yeah, like that was my first time seeing Sundressed ever, and like I immediately loved it. Like I was just like, damn, this band's fucking sick, and had no idea that I would be here now. And anyway, like that was super cool. That was like how I discovered Sundressed. From there, played the tour kickoff show. They came back, Ryan and Jason, fucking R.I.P. They both quit. And then that was when Trevor like hit me up at one point and was just like, hey man, like, do you want to fucking try out for Sundressed, like on guitar? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like, cause like, yeah, even just initially that first time I saw them, I was like, this band's awesome. Like, I love it. And, what
songs were you guys playing at that time that you still play today?
Oh shit. Like when I joined.
Yeah.
Probably the only one, it would be Moving Out.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Cause I remember I learned like 6 songs. Trevor was like, all right, like learn these fucking songs and like come try out. And Moving Out is probably the only one. It was like Hold Your Head Up High and 1800.
Best of.
It'll Go to
No,
Waste.
that was the first one you recorded on was Best of.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. Sorry. So yeah, not Best of. It was like 1800, Hold Your Head Up High, Moving Out.
Yeah, and then
like
some
It'll
songs
Go to Waste.
that we never recorded.
Yeah, Honest maybe. Yeah, some other songs,
Oh, I
but
forgot about that song.
Honest.
Should bring it back.
We still haven't recorded it, have we?
That reminds me, isn't there a Cartel song called Honestly? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
You're talking
Honestly.
about? That's like the only song of theirs that I know. It used to get played on Steven's Untitled Rock Show.
Dude,
Fuse.
that record's so
The
good.
song's a banger, man.
Yeah, it is.
That record's
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know them for anything else though, unfortunately.
The whole
Chroma's
that
fucking
whole
sick.
album front to back is classic.
Yeah.
One of the best.
But I guess like main thing is just like, yeah, once I joined, I mean, that opened my fucking world up. Like, super grateful. Mainly because like we were, my favorite part was just playing fucking house shows all the time. Like Tough was fucking popping at the time, so we'd play like house shows through Tough like every so often, and just like that was really fun because we were playing live a lot, and like there weren't necessarily like any rules or whatever, or not as many restrictions or whatever. That was super sick. And
Like what? Like what's changed as to now and then?
Well, because now when Sundressed plays in Phoenix, like typically we play Rebel or like wherever, but we
usually get
Yeah,
like
you
because
go
we
with it.
have an agent and stuff now, and they like obviously want us to grow, so they'll same with the promoters, they'll put like a radius clause. So basically, like we can't play every weekend anymore because
Yeah, and of
they
course.
want the shows to count, which is cool because it's working. Like every show is bigger, you know.
But back in the day, you could just play all the time. Yeah, that's how we were too. Obviously,
That's kind of. I feel like that's a natural band progression.
it is.
you know?
That was
Like,
one of the biggest bummers.
Once you get fans, you have to stop playing.
I know we reached that right before we cut it, but that's kind of it sucks, man. I hate that. That's why everyone starts side projects. Like, isn't Lifelink have another band called Jizz?
Oh yeah. Well, it's like a few, or it was like Ryan B, Luke, Mike Cook like does vocals, which is super sick. I fucking love watching him just like throw down on vocals. It's
At
super cool.
buttfart69.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love it.
Well,
But-
see, once you get to that point, though, you can go, you tour, and then you still get to play every
Yeah.
night.
Yeah,
It's
then you're
just-
playing
It's
every
just
night,
not a
which
hype
is awesome.
house show every night necessarily. You know?
Yeah, no, it's totally
Sometimes
like
it is though.
I guess my whole point was just like it opened my world up to a lot of like just the music scene in general. Like it was really good experience for me. Like 'cause prior to that, it's not like I hadn't played shows or anything. Like Adult
Same,
Feelings
yeah.
was always trying to do whatever we could. Like I was always trying to play. But yeah, it was just super super sick. I'm super glad.
Yeah, that's how it was for me too. I played shows in shitty bands, but I never really got ingratiated, I guess, integrated into the music scene until I was in an actual like real band in the indie scene, and that's when I kind of started to figure that out. Funny story, actually. I was in a band that covered exclusively Avenged Sevenfold and System of a Down songs. when I
What?
was-
That's sick.
It's not. When I was
No,
when
that's
I-
fucking tight.
I was-
Especially System of a Down.
I was
love
I was 16. I had just moved out here, and a couple of my friends from like high school, we got together. And my friend, the only reason I'm telling the story is because of this. My friend Dustin, who played guitar with us at the time, he got us to play a show at Coronado Elementary School for some kind of like, I don't know, after school Halloween thing.
Function,
Yeah. And he got us the show by convincing the old ass principal or whoever was setting up the show that we were Avenged Sevenfold. So so he was like, we just got off tour from Germany.
That's fucking funny, dude. Oh my god.
So we like showed up and we played our asses off, and all these like parents are holding their ears and these kids are crying and running away and shit, and we're just like going hard on some like, but it wasn't even like cool Waking the Fallen Avenged Sevenfold. It was like Afterlife and like all the self-titled shit.
Did you play any System of a Down at that show?
Yeah, we played. I don't remember what song we played. We did. We definitely played some System of a Down, and then we played that Atari's cover for kids of Summer. Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
So,
did you guys play like Almost Easy or anything like that?
Totally. We played Almost Easy and we played Afterlife and maybe one more. But that was our album. And still to this day, I don't give a fuck like how many indie kids I piss off because I know that's most of my listeners. But like that self-titled Avenged Sevenfold record, you could do a lot worse. Like it's not bad.
Dude, I mean, I think Avenged Sevenfold, fucking good. Like, even if you don't like them, they're fucking good at what they did.
I know. I just feel like that's the album where they kind of tried weird shit, and they have that whole like studio DVD. Like I said, I was really into them when I was a teenager. And they have like a whole studio DVD where they show them like experimenting with stuff, and that's why there's auto tune on that one song and like all kinds of. But like I don't feel like it was them selling out. It was just like they had a fuck shit ton of money and they could hang out in the studio and experiment, and that's why that album sounds that way.
Definitely.
But so many people are just
fuck
like
around. Yeah.
But whatever.
It happens.
It could be worse. Could be the new Five Finger Death Punch album, which I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole.
No way. I can't fuck with that. I was going to say real quick with the like Starving the Draw type thing. I feel like it makes sense, you know, because like I think we even do like trying to do like 90 days sometimes even. And like to me it's sick because like if we still played like every fucking weekend like we used to or every month even, like not as many people would come or like it gets like boring or stagnant. Like even for me as like my homies, I mean, like certain bands, I'll fucking try and go out every time, but if it's like so often, like I'm literally not going to be able to make it, you know. So
it really gives us a chance to like make a new set, you know, and make it special. Like last time we headlined, we played the whole record front to back, and it sold out.
Yeah, it was
that was the Holy Fawn nominee show, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was so fun.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was supposed to go to that. And
Baseline too, I think played.
Yeah, Baseline played too. Yeah,
that was a great show.
No, I know. I'm sure it would have
Rebel
been.
Lounge.
Yeah, dude, Rebel Lounge I've never played a good show at Rebel Lounge. For some reason, it's like this curse. Every night we played, either a drum broke or I was out of tune, and like my strings were new, or there was always something that happened. It was always our fault, but something always happened.
It happens, man. Like Adult Feelings played there like last Monday, and we started the first song, and Gabe used Kev Rye's bass from Fear and Love.
Okay.
And like we're half step down, so like Aaron was in half step down, but Kev Rye's bass was in standard. So we started the first song and like they just weren't in tune together. Like I was playing drums and we start the song and they're just like not in tune. We just kept going, but it was just it was one of those things where we were like, "Fuck!" Like, God damn it!
And I don't know how many people this is going to pertain to, but Gabe Adair is probably one of the greatest human beings on the planet.
Oh, he is.
Like,
hands down.
Oh my God! Like, there's a
fucking gem.
There's a few people in the scene that stick out to me as just beautiful humans, and it's like him and fucking. What's his Evan Dorney from Toso is another one of those guys who's just amazing. Like salt of the earth. Oh my God.
No, both of those guys are fantastic. I love Gabe. I've played with Gabe for like fucking A. We used to have a ska reggae band called Zofoot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like that was when I started playing with those guys.
Who made the flyers for that recent show that happened with Zofoot? The one was like the legendary Zofoot are back or whatever the fuck.
Oh shit, it was either Gabe or Spencer
okay.
or Christian Lacey. I hit up for flyers a lot of time too.
So
he makes great flyers.
I didn't know what Zofoot was, and it said like the legendary Zofoot is back or whatever, and I legitimately bought the hype. Like, I totally thought that Zofoot was a legitimately legendary, like, huge band.
Dude,
that just
we
come
are.
back. So, like,
Zofoot is legendary.
and I believed that forever until Alderwood ended up telling me about what it was, and I was like,
Oh,
"Oh
it's
shit!"
so
But that's
funny.
brilliant marketing because I totally bought it.
Hell yeah, that's
And then I found out I was like, "Oh, it's like fucking Gabe and Forrest."
Yep, it's just our old fucking shitty ska reggae band.
That's awesome.
So funny.
Can we talk a little bit about your back infection? What happened? Because we talked about that. We get to cut in, like, see the LifeLink episode that we've kind of mentioned this briefly.
Oh yeah, the fucking amoxicillin
Yeah.
allergy. So yeah, it all started with like the tour is starting and I have an ear infection.
Yeah.
Was it?
You look at Trevor to see like he knows your body better
Okay,
than
no,
you do.
it was. So
Our first big tour was our tour at the Ann Arbor.
Oh, the West Coast tour?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I had an ear infection from, and I mean this is like kind of gross, but like basically both my ears had just like gnarly amounts of earwax in them. So it's kind of funny. You can do this yourself. I learned, but I went to urgent care because like I couldn't fucking hear out of one of the ears, and like I waited like 3 days, like just no hearing, like just kind of be like, oh, maybe it'll clear up, you know. Anyway, go in, get cleared out, but I had an infection, and then they prescribed me amoxicillin for the infection. It's like antibiotic, whatever. So
I'm on it right now.
yeah, and see, it's like it's super weird because I was taking it for like a few days, and then wake up in a hotel room like the middle of the night, and I just feel this like crazy pain on the back of my neck, like burning, and I was like, oh, maybe I got sunburnt. Like, but then I go in the bathroom and to like shower or whatever. I was gonna take like a cold shower to like help it, and I fucking take my shirt off, and there's just like these dots like on my chest, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then just as the day progressed, as like the week progressed, it got worse and worse to where it was just this like rash like all over my body, my entire body. Because I mean, yeah. And it's so funny, that same morning, I took more amoxicillin.
You took amoxicillin and then you went and laid on the beach. And
Yeah, that was fine, though. I mean, the beach was great.
I know. What's funny about it, though, is like just like the bad luck that you have is that like they put those warnings like don't be in the sun when you're on antibiotics or whatever, and like
true.
nothing ever happens to anyone.
Yeah.
But it happened.
True,
Like,
that was fucked up.
So that was it? Just because you were in the sun?
I think so then I went into another urgent care like on the tour because
Like
I had the rash
like
everywhere.
4 or 5 days later, because we were like, maybe you just got sun. You were like, I got sun poisoning, and I was like, maybe you're allergic to the antibiotic. And you're like, nah.
Like, no fucking way. And then we go in to another urgent care, which, yeah, that's the worst part is like I've gone to urgent care like too many times on tour to where it's just like super
I've been once on tour too.
fucking sucks. But like go in and, this lady does some tests, whatever. And then I told her that I was taking amoxicillin because at first we didn't know like why. She was like, oh, like, yeah, there's no real like indication, blah, blah, blah. She's like, have you been taking anything though? And I was like, oh, I've been taking amoxicillin for this ear infection. And she was like, that's it. Like, I know for sure. She's like, I'll double check, but like, I'm almost positive that's it. And it turned out, yeah, I have. So I'm allergic to amoxicillin.
Have you never taken it before?
No, never taken it before that.
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, very random. It's just weird that I'm even allergic to that. Like, I have really weird allergies.
Wait, how old were you when you took amoxicillin on that tour?
Oh, this was like just a couple of years.
Last year.
Last
So
year?
like
Last
23?
summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 24.
How do you make it 24 years without ever taking? That's the crazy part, is that you made it 24 years without ever
Never
taking
took
antibiotics.
amoxicillin. Yeah, I guess so. No, yeah, I never did.
Maybe you had penicillin instead or something.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't think I've ever like taken antibiotics though, legitimately. Like,
That's like what they give you for like being sick.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Almost
I
always.
always just took like NyQuil or cold
Have you ever
medicine.
been? Have you ever been?
Dayquil.
Have you ever been given shit by somebody who's like giving you your medicine?
Like how?
Okay, so I got penicillin once, and I got it, and then I made some kind of joke about it being really normal to get penicillin or something like that, and and the MA or whatever who was in there was like, yeah, I've never been on penicillin before, and I was like, Okay.
What the fuck?
Like he was like really shitty about
just
made me
random?
feel bad that I
What
like
a
I did. And then
Oh yeah, I've never had to take Pepsi.
but and then okay, so here's a really interesting story. So this is the best example of this. This wasn't a medical professional, but so I have really, really bad anxiety problems, and I talk about it on a lot, like all over the place. And one of my biggest problems forever was just being a hypochondriac and thinking that everything is wrong with me. And like I've diagnosed myself with cancer and AIDS 1,000 times. So when this is again way too much information, but fuck it, let's do it.
Fuck it.
When the FDA approved those like HIV at home test kits.
Did you take one?
Oh yeah, totally. Because I convinced myself like 1,000 times
that
like
you were sick.
Yeah, exactly. So that is the easiest illness to diagnose yourself with because it presents no symptoms. And like the only symptoms it presents is like when you keep getting sicker and sicker. So but it presents no symptoms and every symptom because all you have to do to like worry that you have HIV is just to be sick because it just hurts your immune system. So you look up like HIV symptoms and it's like everything you've ever heard of. So for a hypochondriac, it is the worst nightmare in the world. So this is a long ass time ago, but I went into Walmart and I bought the kit. It's like $50-$60. It's ridiculously expensive. Yeah. And I'm at the self-checkout, definitely. Like there's no way I'm going through the aisle. And I'm at self-checkout, but for some reason it needed an ID to buy. So this lady, this like middle-aged lady comes up, looks at what I'm buying, scans her thing, and gives me the fucking dirtiest look I've ever seen.
God.
Like she looked at me as if I have HIV and I'm purposely fucking people with it. Like,
you're a virus.
Yeah, she looked at me like I was and I'll never for the rest of my life forget. And then I went home and like I was clear and stuff, and I was like, God, what a bitch. But I'll never forget that lady like giving me the dirtiest look.
Fuck
I'm sorry. Meanwhile, I'm just like sweating, and I'm just like this kid who's terrified, who has like a crazy anxiety problems.
Just convinced you're like fucked up, like sick.
I've done that a bunch.
Damn, dude, that
But
sucks. I'm sorry.
I'm not as bad about it anymore. I've kind of gotten a little bit. I mean, I still have really bad anxiety, but the hypochondria is kind of.
You look great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You look healthy.
I would look better if
fantastic.
I had that LifeLink hat. If I had a LifeLink hat like that.
Dude, shit, I might have an extra one later.
No, you don't. You wear the same one.
I do have one other one, but it's just as fucking faded and like shitty.
By the way, that was a great segue.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Not really.
So
really
LifeLink.
Yeah.
LifeLink.
So.
R.I.P. Honestly.
So to kind of stay on a slightly, I guess, more dour look at things, we talked about how you got started in LifeLink, but I was. I'm sorry. Fuck me. We
were talking about LifeLink, though.
Yeah. That was fair.
No, I played for LifeLink too. I'm just kidding. I fucking wish, dude.
It'd be weirder if I said some band that we'd never mentioned the entire
Right.
time.
No, it's
anyway,
all good.
when you were in the main, to bring it back to Ryan.
True.
So.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
So.
Good shit.
You were in the band for a long time, and you were a pretty integral part of the band. But I was very surprised when out of nowhere I saw this fucking huge ass Facebook post about how you're no longer taking an active role in touring or being in Sundressed anymore. You want to talk about that a little bit?
So mainly touring is like the main thing that I've taken a step back from, and I want it to be temporary. Like, I want to hit the road again with Trevor, with Sundressed, like, as soon as possible. A big part of it, honestly, like, I feel like when I turned 25, my brain just, like, freaked out and was like, what am I doing with my life, whatever. And, like, yeah, I feel like I had this, like, weird midlife crisis type deal. And,
quarter life crisis.
Yeah, like, straight up. And, It's hard for me to like even put into words, but essentially, and even when I talked to Trevor, I was like, I just need some time to like get some of my shit together. Like, I'm trying to get a house. I want to be in a house no later than like July or August, because that's something that I haven't like had for a while. Like, I just want to be able to support myself and also do music. You know what I mean? Like, I want to keep doing the shit that I love, and that's definitely touring. I just felt like I wasn't able to, like, take care of myself, like, when I was home. You know what I mean? And so, like, that's a big part of it, but I want to hit it, like, as soon as I can again. That depends on, like, the job I have now is super sick, but, like, I mean, a job is just a job to me. Like, I do love the job that I'm at, but, like, if it's going to hold me back from music, like, music is the most important thing to me, ultimately. I've realized, like, there was one night I did an emo night fucking set.
I heard about that, yeah.
And, like, it was this weird thing where, like, we'd been back from tour for a while or whatever. Yeah, because, like, the last tour we did was January. And I did the emo night set. And for whatever reason, it just, like, I got home and, like, Rebel paid me for that show, too. And I just fucking cried. I was just, like, it just, like, made me realize, like, how much I love music. And, like, it's essentially what I fucking live for at this point. Like, I don't know what else I can do that's going to, like, make me happy. You know what I mean? And that's also something I've really been, like, trying to figure out. I was like, oh, what's going to make me happy? Like, is it going back to school and, like, getting my master's degree and, like, becoming a therapist like I always wanted to do or whatever, like, school-wise? Or is it, like, chasing music and always doing music? Or is it just, like, fucking working? Like, you know what I mean? So, like, that's definitely something I'm trying to figure out, too. But I feel like the more time, and even this tour that's coming up in June, I'm like, yeah, like, low-key super bummed that, like, I'm not going to be able to go. But that's so that I can get, like, into a house and shit like that.
So that's the big goal, is getting into a house?
Yeah, I just want to, like, get in my own space and, like, be able to fucking support myself and do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a long time, it was, like, touring, but just being everywhere. Like, I want to figure out how I can be stable and also do that. And it's hard, but, like, I want to do that, you know what I mean?
Is home comforting for you, or is the road more comforting for you, do you think?
That's a good-ass question. Like, when I'm home for a while, like, I want to be back on the road. And then sometimes I'm on the road and I want to be home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that last year, at least for me, we toured so much that I did get kind of burnt out.
That was a big ass tour. Last year was fucking crazy.
Yeah, like, fucking, we toured a lot, and, like,
100 shows we played.
Damn.
Yeah, like, straight up. And I mean, this is the thing, and I told Trevor too. I was like, dude, like, you keep going no matter what, because, like, this dude grinds hard as fuck. Like, it's fucking wild. And, like, even we did the tour with Speak Low If You Speak Love in January, and that was, like, an awesome tour, by the way. It was a short one, but it was great. And I just remember Cody Badgley is his name. He plays bass with Speak Low, or at least he was on that tour. He, like, at the last show, like, said, like, multiple times, like, you guys are, like, one of the hardest, like, grinding, like, hardest working bands, like, I've ever seen. And, like, I really admire that. And, like, a lot of that goes to Trevor, like, straight up, most of it, because, like, Trevor is the one who, like, booked all the fucking tours. Like, it's fucking his van, like, Greg, the fucking van, dude. That shit's, like...
The name is Greg?
Yeah, dude, Greg, fucking... But, yeah, I guess, like, my main point is, like, fucking, yeah, Trevor grinds hard as fuck. I know this is what he wants to do, and, like, it's honestly hard to keep up with him. Like, that's, like, the best way I could put it is, like, because I did every single tour, like, for, like, 3 years, and I think this one in June is probably going to be, like, hopefully the only one that I miss. And, but...
And I'm learning guitar again, just so we don't have to get another guitar player.
Oh,
to kick
that's
someone
so
out
sweet.
For him.
Dude,
Right?
and he's gotten so much better at guitar, though. Like, it's super sick.
That is the sweetest thing I've ever heard.
We had practice the other night,
get
and he was
friendship
like, he was playing this new song, and Justin and I just, like, look at each other, and we're like, holy shit, like, he's fucking playing guitar right now.
That's awesome. You guys should get friendship bracelets.
I'm down.
That'd be super
fuck.
cute. I'll
Super
make you
dope.
friendship bracelets.
We have a weird friendship. It's like almost like a father-son relationship sometimes.
Who's the father?
It's like brother, but like low-key father-son.
Got it.
Just because, like
I love him so much unconditionally, and like sometimes I want to wring his neck, and sometimes he wants to rebel against me. But like,
most of the time, honestly,
it's mostly out of love.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like
That's good.
95% love, 5% pure hatred.
Oh yeah. I
That
guess
happens,
I
though.
guess like to try and like summarize my rationale was like I felt unstable, like mentally, especially after that tour in January for a lot of reasons, some personal shit too. There was just my head wasn't in a good place to where I felt like, especially at the time, that I needed to take a step back from touring, just for however long till I get like my head in a good place and like my shit together. And it's funny though, because like I've only just like been going to shows, been playing shows as much as I fucking can here, like, and just like wanting to go back on the road. But yeah,
It's really hard. It's really, really, really hard for me to leave. Like with tour, it's like when I was single, it was very easy. But like living with somebody
dude,
for
a relationship
years
is especially difficult. And I was in a relationship like almost the whole time. It's kind of wild. Like, yeah, for the past like 3 years, I was with this person touring, and like, yeah, it was extremely difficult on both sides. You know what I mean? And like, I know Trevor knows too. Like, he's been through multiple relationships, like touring. It's not fucking easy. And so like, yeah.
It's just leaving, just like, and once you're in my experience, once you're kind of like out for a little while, in my experience, it started to kind of level a little bit and people kind of find their rhythm. But like that morning leaving or that night, depending on your situation, is it's excruciating. For me,
Really?
For me personally, just because I get like really attached like to people, and I get really like this is like because one of the reasons that I thought to ask you the question about where you're more comfortable is I always dream about being on the road and being touring and stuff like that. But like once I'm there or once I have to leave is when I realize like fuck, like I'm more of a homebody than I thought I was.
True. I would say like, I guess ultimately I am more comfortable at home. Like truly,
Which is normal. I think most people.
The thing is like even when I'm home, I'm like not home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like that's like, for me, it's like about constantly being busy and constantly being on the move. So like that's kind of like why I also love touring. It keeps me busy. Like I love driving like
Same.
fucking
Oh my
however
God,
many
me too.
hours a day. And like, so, but when I do actually relax, like it is fucking nice. It's just like really hard for me to like just chill.
Well, I thought I've been saying this for a long time, but I feel like nothing great comes from comfort. Good things come from comfort. Nice things come from comfort.
yeah,
I
like
love,
easy's boring.
yeah, I love hanging out with my girlfriend and watching TV, and this is really nice. But nothing great comes from comfort. In order to really achieve something, you have to to force yourself
like something
out of it.
extraordinary.
Yeah, you have to kind of get out of that that cycle of comfort in order to, because like, I mean, unless like, and it sucks too, because what you're saying is so exactly how I am. It's always busy, always constantly moving, always like I'm literally always doing something, and I feel bad because I have this fear of becoming like the dad at the dinner table who's reading the paper and not
like
paying attention.
Stagnant, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm so invested in all the things that I'm passionate about that I feel like I can totally see myself being like the husband or father who's just kind of like, sure, whatever, and like I'm busy doing this and that and the other, and because I'm so caught up in it, like I don't see all the shit that's happening around me, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like my biggest fucking fear is not like being able to unplug.
Yeah,
I guess.
dude, me too.
Social media is so fucking addicting too. Like I'm
dude.
always on it.
Dude, I know, like fucking, it's
Dude,
hard not to.
especially with band stuff.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
who tagged
yeah.
us in this? Like, like
Even booking shows, like people hitting me up for like booking shows. It's like I have to fucking use Facebook to like connect or communicate with those people and everything. But
Speaking of booking shows, thanks for hooking us up with that dad show. It was super fun. when Phantom Party played with when I helped set up that it was Dad's and.
And I'm glad it's you.
Yeah,
dude, super.
It was
sick.
a nice little turnout.
No,
We had a
thanks
good
for
night.
playing. Hell yeah.
We had a good night.
We're
Anyway,
actually
sorry.
Yeah, we're
No, you're fine. Man.
talking about doing a tour with I'm Glad It's You because that band is too fucking good.
We did like a mini tour with them a while back.
No, we're talking about doing like a real one.
No, I know.
Like in the fall.
I'm just saying
Yeah.
we did do one.
John Bradley from Dad's, is that who it is? Is that we bought his 7-inch for his other like thing, I guess, that he has that I don't remember the name of, unfortunately.
Oh, is it like another band?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember the name of it, and it's fucking good.
Oh,
it's
shit.
really dark.
I gotta check it out.
That dude like it's all about cancer and stuff. We got a book from him
Dang.
too. He just I guess he just got, I don't know if he still has cancer.
Whoa,
or
I
if he
didn't know
just got out of being having cancer,
Like
but
recovering.
but he has like a whole fucking book of like a little poem book, I guess, or something like that about it.
That's
It's
wild.
really harsh.
Damn.
Maybe I'm glad I'm pretty sure it's Dad's for sure. It's definitely
Word. Probably John. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is.
That's
if it's
tight.
not, I'm sorry, John.
Oh, no.
I just diagnosed you.
I think that's right.
I think it is too.
Because we kind of know the guys, and I'm
Yeah.
glad it's you. And yeah,
yeah, it's John. I'm
they
pretty sure.
did go through a car crash, unfortunately, which was awful. But like, I'm glad that those guys.
Have you guys ever been in a
still
crazy
dead.
accident on the road?
No, nothing crazy. Honestly, fucking thank God we never got into any crashes. The one thing I did was I pulled a bumper off of a Toyota Corolla with the trailer. Cause like
I'm so stoked you brought this up and I didn't even have to.
so real quick, and to me, like part of the reason that this situation was worse was because we were on our way into Denver, and our tire, our right side. No, I am. Okay. I'm gonna lead into that. So like our right side trailer tire, or passenger side trailer tire, like unraveled and wrapped around the wheel well and then fucking ripped the entire wheel well off. And I was in the back, like on this bunk that we had. Or no, we didn't have the bunk. Anyway, I was in the back bench and I just hear some shit and I look out the back window and then I just see tire fucking like flying at the fucking van and I'm like, stop. And luckily the tire didn't pop. And like
completely bald.
Fucking completely bald. We had to backtrack and go to a gas station, and we're like it's a Sunday, of course, so like all the fucking any tire shop that is nearby is closed. We're like just on the fucking highway. Luckily some like old dude overheard us like looking for a tire, and he comes up and he goes, "You boys need a tire?" And we're just like, "Yes." Like, please. He's like, "Oh, I got a friend down the road that might like have something you need, or you might have what you need." And he fucking did. And we made it to Denver and played our show. Anyway, so wheel well's gone now, right?
I can't believe you went with that guy. I've seen so many horror movies. Like that's the
Right.
harbinger of death.
Dude,
like that's. I got
and
a
the
guy
place
down
we
the
went
road.
was horror movie like.
Oh god.
It had a Coke
Country.
machine from like 1940.
Fuck yeah.
And
That's
everything was
sick,
all
though.
dusty. Like.
Oh yeah. It's that rural vibe.
Yeah. Like the house in Texas Chainsaw Massacre with all the chicken bones and shit hanging
Fuck
around.
yeah.
All right, continue. Sorry.
But so like, it was this show that we played at 924 Gilman.
Oh,
in
shit.
Berkeley, with Mom Jeans, and there was a bunch of other cool bands on it.
Fuck.
But anyway, like, so I was going to park the trailer, and I fucking, I'm pulling it to the right. I pulled too sharp, and the tire that doesn't have a wheel well now, fucking like, just snags on to the driver's side of the Toyota Corolla, like the bumper. And I didn't know, and I kept driving and just pulled like half the fucking thing off. And Garrett, our old drummer's in the back, like, "Forrest, what the fuck?" Like, he's like, "Forrest, fucking stop! Like, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
and I'm just like, "What?" And I look back. I fucking like, luckily, am able to back out and like, fucking get us out of there, repark it.
I thought you were gonna say you were able to back up and put it back on and then drive away.
No, and then so like we went in, or I was outside, and
Garrett walks up to me. He's like, "Trevor, come now. It's bad." And I was like,
"It's bad."
Fuck.
And then Jesse, right, was TMing for us on that
Jamie.
tour. Sorry, Jamie. I'm so fucking sorry. Jamie.
I'm gonna make
more.
him listen to this.
No, oh my god.
No, please do. I need the listeners. Just
Jamie
kidding.
Moore, he was like TMing / doing merch for us at the time. He went into the venue, I guess, and was like, "Hey, so like the owner of a black Toyota Corolla, like we got to talk to you." And it turned out to be this super nice girl named Marie, who
Shout
came
out to
out,
Marie.
and she was so nice. Like, was totally cool. We like swapped it, like insurance, all that stuff. And it sucked though, because both of us missed mom jeans, because we were like outside, like doing the insurance bullshit. And but yeah, luckily that's the only accident that Sundressed has ever been in.
And she still comes.
We've had some close calls.
Maria
but...
still comes to all our shows in the Bay Area.
Oh yeah, she's so nice.
Yeah,
she's fantastic.
That's crazy.
So if anything, like we just became friends.
She
It was
she brags about it to her friends. She's like, Sundressed rip off my bumper.
Forrest fucking destroyed my car. I know, and it totally worked out. I remember too. She like sent me a snap of like her fresh fucking bumper. And she was like, "It's all fixed up. Like it's all good."
That's amazing.
Oh yeah,
dude. I one time I was at we did the first ever record store day show at the In Groove.
Where's that?
Exactly. No, it's an awesome record store, but that show was fucking haggard. It's over on like Indian School and
Is it in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Indian
In Groove.
Yeah, it's a really sick store, and I'm a really huge horror and true crime nerd.
Right.
And they have an original copy of Charles Manson's Lie that was released like without anyone's permission by like just a company who was like in 1969 when the trial was going on, like to capitalize off of the trial. Like they have they have like an $800 OG copy from '69 there. Whoa. Like in there, and I want it so fucking bad, but I'm not gonna buy it because I know that because it's also not good. It's not a good record. I would just have it because it's like, and I would have it in a frame,
like
and it's
novelty.
Just, it's not fucking worth it. But so anyway. I was backing up and I fucking slammed into someone's trailer.
Oh no.
And no one saw it except for the band Smiling Faces and like Eric Gallagher and them. Like they saw it in their car and they like looked out. I think it was them. And they looked out at me and I was like, fuck, and I looked at them and I just pimped away and everything was cool.
Oh
and I looked at the trailer. The trailer was fine. Everything was cool.
Okay.
My car had a little bit of a
then.
thing on it. But it was one of those moments where like you do legitimately like look around like I don't really think I did anything necessarily that bad, but probably good.
Right, like you probably did more damage to your fucking car anyway.
Every once in a while I have to make a moral judgment call. It's like, nah.
No, see, this was the thing. Like
you couldn't do that with your situation.
For like her entire front fucking bumper and lights.
Like she had to get
the
her
lights,
car towed.
especially.
I'm not advocating that people should just like drive away from the situation. I'm just saying.
I feel you though. That's funny.
Marie, shout out to Marie. She's a fan of the band.
Marie
now.
Tajada, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man.
MVP.
I don't know if you want to just give out her last name on the air.
No one's gonna be able to spell it.
It's just Marie.
It's a mononym.
You don't know.
Like Christoph.
Sidetrack a little bit. I was listening. Do you guys like the band Copeland?
I don't know him.
Copeland's tight.
They're an amazing band, but he was talking about their first record and how like he thought it was cool when people like made like a girl's name into a sentence, like, and he dated this girl named Paula Sparks.
Okay.
So the lyric is like, "That's when Paula sparks off" or something like that. And he like just got really, really honest about like the relationship, and then he was like, "Oh shit, like don't go look her up or anything."
Yeah, like wait.
Well, that's how I feel about Molly Connolly from Say Anything.
Right.
Like isn't that like a joke though? Like it's
I don't know. It sounds pretty legit to me.
From what I've heard is like they use that name because like his favorite band is Saves the Day and the singer's Chris Connolly, and I think that might be his sister's name or something.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
I
I just assumed because he uses her full name in the song.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
that would be weird if Max dated Chris's sister, but
dude, Max. Okay, again, like back to the kind of the horror thing. There's a crazy comic book series called Crossed that an independent place called Avatar puts out, and it's just the fuckedest shit you've ever seen. It's just an entire book series based on the most graphic thing you could possibly come up with.
I feel like I've heard of Cross,
yeah,
but I've definitely never seen it.
They're kind of like zombies, but they're smarter and they can organize. And
so
instead
like
of
So like 28 days later, zombies, but even smarter.
Yeah, but instead of wanting to eat your brains, it's kind of like you're talking
Do
about.
they just want to kill you?
Well, you were talking about how you're interested in like being a therapist and things like that. So you probably know about the Freudian id thing. It's basically they're basically just that. So it's so they're all like fucking animals and doing all kinds of crazy shit, and it's just that, and they can talk and they can do all kinds of shit. But all they say is like I can smell you. I want you, and it's just like crazy.
Damn.
And every like 4 episodes or every 4 issues is a different storyline. So it just jumps all over the universe.
That's cool.
Max Bemis did a fucking a run of it, and he did one of the most thought-provoking runs I've ever read. Like, I've read a lot of them.
Is it like 4 episodes?
It's like 4 or 5 issues, and it's just about like this guy. He like hates himself, and he's real like he's kind of a pushover, and his older brother was just total piece of shit, and his older brother ends up ingesting infected human meat or whatever on purpose, so that his brother, who's a therapist, will lock him in a room, get to the bottom of it, and find a cure and figure it out.
Dang, that's
but
tight.
it doesn't work out, obviously.
No, it never does.
But like, but it's like it's a really cool idea. He like literally sits in front of his like locked door and has conversations with this completely like ravaged
it's like a
animal.
good effort, you know.
It's a really cool series.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, his run on Max Bemis' run, I just like picked it up and I was like, what the fuck? It's like Max Bemis' name is on the art on the writer thing.
Damn.
And it's you can kind of tell though. You can tell that it's like knowing what you know about him and his interests and his band, you're like, okay.
Makes
like,
sense.
Totally makes sense. And that's also why it's so fucking good.
Hell yeah.
But anyway, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. But yeah,
dude,
that run of Cross is it's definitely worth checking out. It's not as like obscenely ridiculous as some of the other stuff is.
Everyone check out Crossed, all right?
Yeah, it's good. Good. They keep it behind the counter like dirty books at comic book stores.
Serious.
Yeah, because the covers are so graphic that like you have like little kids putting each other into meat grinders and shit.
What's this?
So you literally like I have to go up to the counter like Greg's Comics and be like, "Can I see the Cross books?" And he has to like go behind it and pick them up and like boom, like puts it on the table, and I have to like search through them so no children see it. It's like
God.
It feels great. It feels like what I imagined it felt like to go through the beaded doors in like video
dirty.
stores to go to the backside. I never got to experience that.
Dirty.
But yeah, I don't know.
Shouts out to Luke for calling me fucking dirty.
Fucking dirty, man. I've done that impression of him on like
dirty.
every fucking podcast. I swear to God.
I love it.
He has no idea. Like if he were to ever get super bored and go through like my catalog, he would hear his like me make talk about that all the because I think every time you've ever come up on an episode, I always go into that fucking like
fucking
dirty man.
I fucking love it.
He's a goof, man. That band is that new is it an EP or a single? I don't know. It's good though. That 3 songs that Lifelink just put out alone.
Oh
yeah.
Wait, yeah, is it?
They just dropped it.
Mm-hmm. Like Friday.
Oh shit.
On Friday, yeah. It's the last thing that Com's doing with him.
Dang.
I guess Com's done with Lifelink now.
Yeah, well, so I saw Com's
Everyone has quit
post.
except Luke.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, even Mike? I don't think
I
Mike
think
has.
Mike posted too.
I didn't see anything from Mike.
Checking.
Check
Fact
it
checking.
out.
Continue.
But I'm pretty sure Luke is still on tour right now with
he's
Set Your Anchor.
Yeah.
On bass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, super sick. But I did see Com's post, and he said that Alone would be his last release.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it sounds like, I mean, it's possible, but like, who knows?
Well, because Ross had posted he was done, and Josh.
I know Ross and Josh and Com now. So
I think Mike did
from
too.
what I've
Luke
seen,
told me it's just him now.
I think Luke and Mike are still in it, but who knows?
Let's check it out. I'm checking it out right now.
Either way, band's sick as fuck. Like, so stoked that we fucking got to play with them like at Club K that last time. Sundressed fucking opened that fucking last Club K show.
That was nuts.
That was so
What's Club K?
So Club K was a house
Club
that a bunch of
Cowabunga.
those guys used to live at. Like the guys from Genesis Company and Lifelink lived at. And
Okay.
they threw shows there like all the fucking time. Like insane fucking amounts of shows. And then they did.
Oh,
like
is that Club Cowabunga?
Yeah. Sorry,
Oh,
Club K.
got it. I've heard of that. People have talked about that because that was fucking. Who was behind that? That was
So
That was you, right? No.
Cam Burrows lived there. Ross lived there. Luke lived there.
So I was going to say. So I was going to say I've had someone on the podcast who like was in charge of that whole thing, and I couldn't remember who it was, but I guess it was.
Well, Luke talked about it too.
Yeah.
He was talking about how they fostered dogs too.
Yeah, it was them.
But yeah, that was super cool. Like playing shows there was always a good time.
I'm gonna message Mike right now because he hasn't posted anything about it on his social media. So I'm just gonna be like, "Yo, Forrest just outed you, not being in LifeLink anymore." Yeah, dude, that's fucking great, dude. Okay, so Phoenix, like and you guys know this because you've been on the road and shit. But Phoenix, everyone who's in a band in Phoenix needs to be fucking grateful for the scene that's here.
Yeah, definitely.
Because like you Google local bands in Phoenix, and you'll get 30 pages of articles written by Mitchell Hillman about but seriously, you'll see so many different things about all the different bands here. Mm-hmm. And like today, so like I was trying to make contacts with people and bands in Ohio, just because every once in a while on Instagram I'll just like go on following sprees and different scenes and just finding different people from different areas. Mm-hmm. So I Googled like top local bands, whatever, Ohio, just generally, just like top 30 cover bands to play your restaurant, and it's like there's like one article. It's a Reddit thing. The only thing on there about bands is like a fucking subreddit.
Yeah, it's super hard.
It's crazy.
Columbus has a sick scene though.
I've heard about that.
Tight.
People have been talking about that.
I can give you a list if you want. Like,
okay, you'll have to do that.
We played at a
everyone
pizza
leaves,
shop there
fucking
a few times, right? Was
yeah.
that Columbus? The pizza
Donato's,
shop? Donato's.
Yep.
That place
Cleveland
is
is sick too. Runaway Brother.
We played in Mahal's, the bowling alley?
Yeah, that's Lakewood, but it's technically Cleveland.
Hell yeah. The last show we played there with Ann Arbor was fucking sick. It was packed.
Dude, okay, so let's talk about that for a second. How did you get hooked? Trevor talked about it a little bit too, but like with Ann Arbor, that's a pretty fucking big
I'm pretty
break.
sure they just hit us up, right? Like
I met
probably Adam and Slade.
I met Adam years ago, and like maybe it was before you were in the band, but like I don't remember if we actually talked about it, but I had hit them up about like playing one of our shows or something, and we just stayed in contact. And when they decided they wanted to tour again, they wanted to take out a Phoenix band, and they're like looking around, and
Why Phoenix?
I don't know, really. Like I think they were just so out of touch with the like whole pop punk emo whatever scene nationally in general that it was like probably just the easiest. Like they knew that we were touring and like looking for support tours, and it just they ended up taking us out on 2 tours, so like they couldn't have hated us that much.
I feel like they were kind of just like looking for a local band who was actively touring so that like
so they could get some younger people at their shows.
Yeah, even just for terms of draw or like whatever, because I remember even that first West Coast tour, they were just talking about how like it had been a long time for them since they'd been on the road or like done shows or whatever. But yeah, the West Coast tour was fucking awesome. Like arguably like one of my favorite tours ever. And like that one went so well that which one?
I said other than the Rash on that tour.
Oh yeah, but still, like show wise, it was fucking awesome, and like Ann Arbor's fucking sick. And yeah, that tour went like super well to where I think they wanted to do an East Coast run, and they were like, hey, like we fucking. Yeah, I remember Adam texted us after the first tour. Even was just like, dude, you guys are like hands down like one of my favorite bands that I've ever toured with. Like, you aren't divas. Like, you're not fucking bullshit. Like, you're not hard to work with. You're like awesome. So they took us out again. That was really cool.
Isn't it ridiculous when you meet bands who are like, as far as everyone's concerned, nobodies acting like divas?
Oh yeah, like they're hot shit.
I see that.
Just fucking yeah.
Because my girlfriend works for 51 West.
Yeah.
So my girlfriend works at 51 West, and like because she works there, I would just be going to shows there and hanging out with her anyway. So I work concessions like technically as a volunteer or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I'm at 51 fucking constantly, and I see bands roll through 51 who like no one knows, who have like all these demands, and they're like super like divas about shit. And it's not all the time. It's usually not that way because Alex is super good about booking like bands who are worth the shit or whatever. Mm-hmm. But every once in a while, some band will bring around somebody else, and I'm just like, The fuck are you? Do you have no self-awareness whatsoever?
Yeah, it's
You see
it's
this
hit
guy
or
when
miss for sure.
when we don't get our PBR on the rider.
He talked about that. He talked about that. He didn't talk about it on the podcast.
We've had a fucking rider one time, and it was sick. We could have taken so much more advantage of it too. Like, we got like chips and salsa, like a veggie tray, and like PBR. Like, it was like we could have gotten like anything we wanted, and we just got like
PBR,
just basic fucking shit. On the road though, true. Like, for whatever reason, I pretty much drink like every fucking night on tour.
Yeah,
like,
Trevor told me.
Yeah. That's just like, I don't know. I mean,
That's what you do when you're on the road.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what the road
like,
is.
Fucking A. Like, I don't know. We get there early, we load in, and then fuck, what am I gonna do? Like, I'll skate for like 30 minutes, and then I'm tired, and then I'm like, all right, where's beer?
So you still actively skate? Or is that just something that you
did on the road, like whenever we could, right? Yeah, we'd play
More
skate.
like, in the parking lot. We're not
Well,
like,
yeah.
we're not like shredding handrails or anything.
Well, that's what like Sean Bonnett or Sean Bonnett or whatever from AJJ will like put up
Yeah,
videos
dude,
of him
he's
like
good.
shredding. Yeah,
That's-
he's legit.
That's actually how I first met him before either of us had a band.
You met him before he was
Skating.
doing
because I was
AJJ?
like we used to go skate together.
Really?
Like, years ago, and then that was like kind of how we ended up like playing a couple shows with them.
Wait, didn't y'all go to the same high school or something?
No, we were just from like skate crews and making local
Okay, y'all
videos and stuff.
linked up there.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike is out of LifeLink. He just confirmed.
Okay.
Whoa.
I said, yo, Forrest just outed you on my podcast saying you're out of LifeLink. You still in the band? What up? We're
Wait,
still
no,
on
that was Trevor.
whatever.
No,
you
tell him
under the
that
bus.
Trevor did it.
Okay.
It wasn't me.
Is he mad?
Forrest.
No, because I
says
did
it
talk to him
was
at Rebel.
Trevor,
and
Well,
not him.
I don't want to betray his trust.
Well, Luke told me that it was just him.
Oh, okay.
So
Whatever. Anyway, so I was like,
Is he pissed?
no. I was like, so what up? We're still on the air. Or whatever. He's like, haha, oh Jesus, yeah, I'm not in LifeLink anymore. And I said, oh shit, sorry, man. Because like I didn't expect it. Because like from what we were talking about, I thought he was gonna come back and be like, that motherfucker, I'm still in the band. But he's like, yeah, I'm not. And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, I can cut it out if you want. He's like, nah, I don't care. I was like, okay,
Righteous.
cool. That's it. The end. So the saga of the Mike Cook butt fart 69 saga has ended.
Damn.
Unfortunately.
Dude, also on that note, Mike is like one of the most incredible drummers I've ever seen. I always love telling the story that I first saw him when I was like 16 at this venue called The Basement, but it's not a basement. It was just like a church venue, kind of like Drunk Space is now. And he played for The Author at the time. I don't know if you've heard of them, but that was like, because I talked to him the other night, and he was saying he's drummed for bands since he was like 13 or something fucking crazy, and like, yeah, dude fucking shreds.
I was
Mad props.
I was such a fucking good drummer when I was a kid. I took drum lessons for years, and I was in
Do you
bands.
not drum anymore?
No, I don't drum anymore. And like I became like really, really good. Like to this day, it's my biggest problem is like being in bands, not being the drummer, and then having an issue with something that a drummer's doing because it's not my fucking thing. But I'm
feel
like
you.
technically trained, so I'm super anal about it.
I'm the
And-
same way, honestly. I
and-
totally understand.
And I told and Austin, our drummer, or I guess we're not a band anymore, but our old drummer, I've given him shit about this forever, so I'm not. This is not new information, but I would always be like, "Yo, that ride cymbal is not a crash cymbal, right, bro? Like, I have to because and that's only because I'm so like anal because I was taught. You know what I mean?
No, I'm the same way. Like I did like marching band and like
Yeah.
drumline and
Uh-huh.
shit, and like, and then I studied music performance for like 4 years. And so, yeah, that whole, like, technique and, like,
And
just things being the way they're supposed to be or
Yeah.
whatever. And, like, that has definitely stuck with me.
It's not even that I'm that much of a stickler for technique, but I do find myself every once in a while, I'm like, being like, why are you holding your sticks that fucking low, bro? Like, are you getting any balance off that whatsoever? Like, but the reason I bring that up is you were talking about, we were talking about, how great of a drummer he is and has been drumming since he was a kid. And I wonder, because I stopped playing drums like almost 10 years ago now, not like on purpose. It was just I moved and then I got more interested in guitar and bass and I kind of fell away from it.
Yeah, and it's hard to
But
have a kit, like,
it is,
and a
right?
place to play
Yeah.
every day.
So to this day, I go to Guitar Center and tear it up. But
Right, hell yeah.
But I wonder, like, fuck, I would be so good at drums right now if I wouldn't have stopped. If I would have gotten into
Stuck
weird
with
shit
it.
like drum and bass and like Latin beats and shit, I would have been awesome right
Playing
now.
fucking bass.
But instead, I was like killing some Avenged Sevenfold.
Dude, fuck it, man. That's
Yeah.
sick.
Rest in peace, Rev.
Yeah. True, dude. Fucking A.
Oh yeah. So he said, Mike says Lifelink is Dunzo.
That's what I've heard.
Damn.
It's pretty sad.
The hat's
in
not.
a way.
The hat's not done though.
Oh no.
No.
I'm gonna wear this hat till it's fucking dust.
Well, okay.
I don't know why when you said that I pictured like how you would look with like your hair balding, but the hat is balding. Like
Hell yeah, it's like it's like tearing up. Like I'm just old as shit.
like you have a cul-de-sac in your hat, but not in your hair.
Well, let's go. Since you broke the ice on that, let's go deep for a second. How fucking terrifying was that? Like starting to like lose your hair a little bit.
Oh shit, dude. I mean,
Was that rough?
not really. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna end up shaving it. At
Yeah.
some
Well,
point.
eventually you have to.
Yeah.
Because eventually, like you see people who don't. And I'm just like, just come on.
Yeah, and I
Who are
mean,
you
like,
kidding?
my thing is, like, even when I was younger, like, I wore a Neff beanie, this, like, blue Neff beanie every fucking day
I knew
for,
you.
like,
I knew kids like you.
2-3 fucking years. And I feel like that's, like, partially what killed my hair, but I think it's, like, mostly genetics. Like, my
is that a
grandpa.
thing?
I don't know. Like, I've talked to people, and people have been like, no, I think it's mostly just, like, genetics.
Should sue Neff.
It's supposed to be like
Fucking
your,
Neff, bro. It ruined my
your
hair.
mother's brother or something. Like,
Yeah, I've heard all
like
sorts
that.
of
like
shit,
if they're
but
bald, you're screwed.
I feel like I definitely have like my grandpa on my mom's side. I have like similar hair because like I used to have super nice hair and then it just like fucking 1 year just like thinned the fuck out. It just like lost all volume. It was like super thin.
Yeah,
And I wear hats all the time anyway, so
Yeah.
like I don't really give a fuck.
Mine's like slowly. I feel like mine has been at the exact same spot of receding for like 5 or 6 years. So I'm just kind of. I think I'm just done. I think this is about where it is. Because my uncle too. Like my pictures of my uncle has the exact same hairline as me. So I think with my family, it just eventually stops. And
Yeah,
we're
word.
okay.
Hell
But
yeah.
I don't know. I don't mean to rub it in your face or anything.
No, I don't
But
give a fuck.
I was thinking
It
about
is what
that.
it is,
I was
man.
thinking about that. I was like, fuck, man. Imagine being in like this really cool like pop punk band, and you're like 24-year-old. And your hair starts to go.
Dude, I
Like,
know it sucks.
fuck.
Low key. I mean, like, I feel like maybe
You would need
because I wear
PBR on
hats
your rider.
all the fucking time, like maybe I'm just killing my hair.
I don't
but
think
like,
so.
I don't really fucking care.
Don't blame
like,
the hats, man.
It might be.
It might
Could
be. there's money in there.
Either or, but no, I'm definitely like when I see a dude with like really nice like thick hair, I'm just like fuck you, man.
I mean, Trevor's got really nice thick hair.
It's long.
It's kind of thin though.
Nah,
It's receding
No,
a
it's
little
good
bit.
shit.
it looks great.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
say that it's receding. You're
Yeah,
the singer.
It's not.
It has
It's
to look
fantastic.
amazing.
What I always tell myself is because like I'm 31 now, but as long as I'm younger and look younger than Soupy and the Wonder Years are still a band, I can still keep doing it.
Oh, it's so.
And he's
funny.
killing it to this.
Well,
like, I
now
just-
Vic's older than Trevor, I think.
Yeah, we got a drummer that's older than me.
Vic's
so-
older than Trevor, so like Trevor's cool now. Like he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't look like it at all.
Oh no, he always looks so.
I feel
young,
like
love
okay,
that.
I'm officially stating it. Age has become this weird, unsung, continuous like trope in this show. For some reason, getting stoked. If you're gonna come on the show, prepare to talk about your age, whether you're young or you're the
Right.
same age as me or older than me. For some reason, I've noticed that every single episode gets there eventually.
It
And I don't
is
know
weird.
if I end up doing that on accident or what.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Okay, word. Yeah, we're about the same age. then.
Yeah, 93.
Hell yeah, same here.
Yeah, same here.
January
PS
2nd, bro.
PS1. So
Fuck
you're a little
yeah.
older than me. I'm August.
Hell yeah,
but-
dude. PS1, that's where it's
I got
at.
the fucking Crash Bandicoot tattoo. That's my
PS2
shit.
was like my shit.
Same.
bro.
Oh my god.
So
yeah.
much PS2. Oh my god.
It's crazy.
and 64 as well.
See, I was never Nintendo. My dad never bought me a Nintendo because PlayStation 1 was better. Like as far as graphics and stuff goes.
Gotta have both, bro.
I know, but my dad was just like, why would you play that shitty like 8-bit bullshit when you have a PS1? So he just bought me a PS1.
Fucking Sony, bro.
He bought me a PS1, and then we got a PS2 later on, and
yeah.
and there was never any nostalgia for me for Nintendo, so I was always just like, I don't get it. Like, what, you got a Power Glove? Good for you. I like the fucking like I got Spyro, motherfucker.
That's not cool.
I legit remember Sega coming out.
Sega
and Sonic.
like Genesis.
Yeah,
Sega
Genesis.
Genesis. Fuck yeah.
There was a Sega set up
Dope
at the
shit.
Hollywood Video I used to go to, and you could play the demo.
Hell yeah. When Dreamcast came out too, like that was wild.
That's what I'm thinking of. Sorry, Dreamcast. I think Sega, and I immediately think
Genesis was like sort of like the Super Nintendo of like fucking Sega.
Yeah, it
or
was like
whatever.
the same time.
Mhm.
About.
Good shit. Definitely played a fuck ton of video games growing up.
Okay, what was your game that you could demolish anybody at?
Oh shit. Like
Any system, fuck it.
damn. Well, dude, Dragon Ball Z like Budokai. Like could fuck some shit up. Halo, I was like pretty damn good at because there was definitely like Call of Duty or Halo. When I moved to Arizona when I was 16, me and my cousin Cameron, like that was like all we fucking played was like Xbox 360, namely Call of Duty and Halo. Like I started playing Call of Duty on PC when it came out. Like Call of Duty 1 and 2 came out on PC, and then like Call of Duty 1 came out on fucking console PS2, and like I was just like on it until like probably like Black Ops 3, and then I was like, once they started coming out with like Infinite Warfare,
That
like all that
sucks.
weird
Infinite Warfare is
shit.
not good.
Yeah, and I've been wanting to buy the new World War II one though, because they like brought it back to World War II, and like that was like why I loved it so much. But probably something like that, like fucking Call of Duty or fucking Dragon Ball Z Budokai, bro.
That's
Fuck
awesome.
with me.
Mine's Tony Hawk.
That's what I was
Oh,
gonna
true.
say.
Tony Hawk.
Tony
dude.
Hawk 1.
Tony Hawk 1. Okay,
Definitely
Or-
played that shit on
No,
N64.
when could you do manuals?
manuals
that might have been
is
two.
2.
or
Okay,
3,
then
yeah.
2, yeah.
2 or
Once you
3.
could connect all your tricks. or
Tony
whatever.
Hawk's
Combos.
Underground
Yeah.
though. Tony Hawk's
Okay.
Underground, arguably the best Tony Hawk.
I agree. Tony Hawk 1 through American Wasteland. I am still to this day so good at that. Like when I was a kid, my friends wouldn't play with me. I would
Hell
want to
yeah.
because it's my favorite game. I want to play with everybody, but everyone would be like, "This isn't fucking fun for anybody but you."
What's your favorite trick? Because mine's probably Madonna, like straight up.
Madonna's
just
a
like
good
just
one.
doing like a fucking like 720 Madonna.
You know what?
Just-
You know one I used to always pull out was on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. You could do Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Oh
And
yeah, that was
was-
so. I loved that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so
But
fun.
Bam Margera hitting himself in the balls was also awesome.
yeah.
I think that was Underground or 4.
Yeah. No, Underground was great because it was like all those weird, wacky, fucking.
But the
tricks that
plot,
you could do.
the plot was
Also
fucking
the
good.
story, yeah.
Fuck Eric.
Like your
hashtag
fucking
fuck
homie
Eric. Yeah.
betrays you, yeah, and you're just like, what the fuck?
That was my footage.
Yeah,
Dude.
fucking
Yeah,
asshole.
no, I low key played the shit out of that like a year ago.
Hell
Dude,
yeah.
I felt okay.
Passionate.
I found myself playing that game like a couple years ago, and I almost threw the controller, like trying to get something, and that was when I realized, like, I put it down and never went back since. I literally,
You were
as like a
like,
22, 23-year-old, almost threw the controller, and I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
Like,
gotta take a
I'm
step.
too old. I
Gotta
can't-
take a step
I
back.
can't do this anymore.
Damn.
Like, but yeah, Tony Hawk, hardcore.
Dude,
or
also fucking Need for Speed, like Need for
Underground?
Speed Underground. I was gonna say like Most Wanted was pretty tight too, but Underground was like where it was at.
I can't hear that fucking East Side Boys song without thinking of Need for
John
Speed
Lee,
Underground.
East Side Boy.
Yeah, the Tony Hawk soundtracks, like,
yeah.
like
Oh,
they
so good.
they brought punk to me, you know, like
Dude,
that and like
Superman.
old skate videos, like 4-on-1
Superman.
videos. Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's the thing.
Goldfinger was on there.
Yeah, it's-
Yeah, Pro Skater
fucking-
1 had some like good shit. I think CKY is fucking on there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
so sick.
Still to this day, like the minute I hear the opening of Superman, I immediately just like think of being dropped off at the school on the second
Yep.
level of Pro Skater, and you're like going down the weird awning thing.
Hell yeah.
No, I'm like.
man.
I'm biblical about fucking Tony Hawk, man. I
love
can
it.
do it. That was my favorite thing about one of my favorite things about being in the band that I was in was the singer of my band was exactly the same way, and we could just like spit chapter and verse fucking
Hell
Tony
yeah.
Hawk games.
Hell yeah.
Did you see the you know those like weird promo videos that Playboy makes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did you
totally.
see the one where he's like, "There's no shortage of great bands from the West Coast," and he's like Kurt Cobain from the band Nirvana, and it shows like Chad from Nickelback, and then he's and of course Tony Hawk from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
Robbie's fucking hilarious.
Oh my
dude.
god, he's so great.
Unreal.
Like
love
I
it.
had him and Justin from Celebration Guns on, and I got
that was a
fucking
great
drunk.
episode. I
You heard
actually
that?
listened to that
That
one,
was
yeah.
fun, man.
Hell yeah.
That was the first time I ever met Robbie.
Hell yeah.
I met him once and didn't know it was him.
I would love to spend that much time with Robbie and just talk to him. Like
That was a
pick his
dream.
brain.
There was a
He's-
moment where I left to take a piss, and I'm like pretty drunk at that point, and I'm like sitting in the bathroom because I sit when I pee. Because why the fuck not? Why would you stand up when you can take an opportunity
Man, if
to
you
sit?
can.
I thought I was the only one.
No, for real, if you can take
I
an
generally
extra
stand.
opportunity to sit down, like why would you stand up when you can totally
you're
sit down?
tired,
Okay,
for
especially at work.
Yeah,
Like, if you're standing up
totally.
at
Definitely
work,
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. I own that shit.
Don't have
but
to worry about
Anyway, you
peeing
went
on
to take
the
a piss.
seat.
yeah, I'm taking a piss, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, I hear them both talking in the background, and I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like,
Dude,
like
hell
Robbie's
yeah.
just like
Both
talking
those
shit.
guys are awesome. Yeah. Like
One of our first shows ever was with Playboy because I worked at this coffee shop called The Fix with Robbie.
Fun fact: Zofoot played at the Fix once.
The Fix comes up on the show a lot.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
It was me, Robbie,
was a
Ryan
poppin'
worked there for a
location.
while. Ryan got fired.
Ooh,
Ooh, what happened?
juicy.
I,
What do you do?
What happened?
Come on,
I
tell
don't
me.
want to
Give us the
disclose.
juice. Spill the tea.
Let's put it this way: the owner, who was actually running a tow company,
He's a
and
crook.
it was just a front. The coffee
Oh.
shop was a front for the parking lot, so they could tow cars.
That was fucked up. I remember when Zofoot
Completely
played
true.
there, like, dude comes in with a fucking clipboard and he's like, yo, if your fucking license plate isn't on this paper, we're towing you.
Yeah.
And, like, it was
So
all
they basically
fucking-
let us have the building if we kept that list going because it was like if you're at the coffee shop, you could be parked there, but so other people would see it and be like, "Oh, we can park here for Mill." And then the guy would be around the corner and just scoop it up. As he'd come in, check the list, not on there, scoop it immediately.
What?
Damn.
What in? I don't understand.
And the owner was terrifying.
I just don't- I don't
He was this 5-foot guy who was like the scariest man you've ever met. And like, if someone's car got towed by accident, and it was your fault, and you had to call him. It was the worst day of
like
your life.
I
Jesus.
believe that people do that, but I have no understanding emotionally how you can get to a point where you think that that's acceptable, where you think that I'm going to start a business just so I can scam people. I just don't understand obviously our country's built on that, but I just don't understand the process of this is totally
like an
acceptable.
He had, like-
individual,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
doing that.
He had the
yeah.
shaved on the sides with the ponytail in the back.
That
You know?
is the sign.
That
That's-
is
that's-
just,
that's
you're
the
fucking
scumbag.
sus.
if
like,
I show
straight up.
if sus
Dude, if you've got that haircut, you are
sus?
fucking sus. Like, straight
what
up.
does that mean?
Suspect.
Oh, suspect.
Yeah,
got it.
like, dude, it's so funny. This kid, Roger, that I worked with at Crepe Bar, he told me, he's like, if you drink milk like out of a glass, like you're sus.
is that like skater slang, like bet? Is that one of those?
Pretty
fucking-
much. I mean, fucking, I don't know where sus
I learned
came
all
from,
my
but
slang from Forrest. He keeps me young.
hell yeah, I keep dad updated. You know what I'm saying?
I really like.
Justin teaches me how to use Instagram. And
Hell yeah,
Forrest
Justin
teaches-
kills it on Instagram. I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good boy.
I like throwing in gnar anywhere that I can. To the like we had this whole thing. Like for instance, we're about to release Phantom. By the time this is out, it might already be out. But Phantom Party is about to release a bunch of B-sides.
Oh, cool.
And like we have so much fucking music because we had a whole second album planned and demoed. So
Oh,
like we're
okay.
gonna put that shit out and
Wait.
we're calling it the Narchives.
The
Because we just do that with
I love
everything.
it.
We would
like
like,
that,
I'm
yeah.
feeling very malnourished, like
dude.
stupid shit like that. And we would say it on stage with straight faces, like this is totally how we are in real life, and we just think it's hysterical.
Does anyone else think this is fucking gnar?
Growing up skating, that was such a normal word.
Oh yeah,
Totally.
Like, that's why I feel weird when I say it sometimes. Like at work, I'll say gnarly, and I'm just like, wait, like is this okay? Like,
I'm
but
like,
yeah, like
yeah.
skating, that was just common, fucking all the time. Fucking gnarly, dude.
I'm at that with Rad. I think I use Rad a lot, but I think Rad is more acceptable. Than
Rad,
Gnar.
yeah, Rad's rad.
Rad's cool. Gnarly is okay, but Gnar is like you cross this
Gnar.
threshold.
I think Gnar sounds better than gnarly, even because like I don't know, it's like more serious. It's got more power.
Gnar.
Dude. I used to say bitchin' at one point.
Ooh, bitchin's
like,
a good one.
And I don't anymore. And every time I'm like, I'm gonna bring it back. Like I just don't. I just like can't do it anymore.
That's cool. I'm taking it back.
There was a point in my life where I was just like bitchin'.
Our drummer would go through that. Our drummer, shout out Austin, who's now in No Lungs, who's amazing. Austin he still to this day does it. He goes through phases where for like 2 or 3 months, he constantly, it's almost like a tick. He constantly overuses one like piece of slang, and then he'll move on.
That. Yeah.
So
no, I do that too. Me
First
and
it was
all my
zany,
friends especially. Oh, zany for sure. Oh man, he hates his Gucci.
Gucci was one. He was at Gucci all the fucking time.
Dude, it's fucking
and
great.
then for sure.
For sure. Okay, that's still for sure a thing. For sure is like, I don't know if that one's ever gonna die.
Oh, and now it's the new one's righteous.
Oh hell yeah.
Righteous is old school.
Major righteous.
That's a throwback.
Major righteous. I've been saying
Major righteous. What Mondo? You should bring.
Mondo's
Mondo.
tough.
Mondo's
like, that's a
good.
tough one. But Weston from Blackbird on Route turned me on to the Major Righteous because I forget we were hanging out, we were camping or something. He just goes like, "Oh, Major Righteous, dude, Major Righteous," and then we just started saying Major Reich, like not even finishing righteous and just being like Major Reich, bro, Major Reich.
He keeps coming
I'm
up.
so
I don't
glad
know
you're
him.
not coming on the tour.
Real quick, my newest one that I really want to push is Super Sick. Like super sick,
super
sick, super sick. For sure. For sure, super sick.
Oh my god.
I love it.
That's amazing.
I told him I was like, yo, like not having me on tour, like your life's gonna be like a lot easier but less exciting.
It is gonna be like really chill, except like I don't know if you ever met AJ, our guitar player, lives in California. He's fucking awesome, but
I'm probably friends with him on Facebook. I'm friends with a lot of people that you know that I don't know on Facebook.
he turns into what we call party AJ,
Okay.
and it's something else for sure.
Oh yeah, we get super crispy.
Does it get like Coyote Ugly? Like what happens?
Do you want to explain crispy?
Okay, so crispy.
Let me tell you
Crispy Boys?
where it came from.
Well, yeah, you brought this up before we did the show.
Because it
He
was
wants to talk about this so bad. He brought it up earlier.
I
Before
love
we got
it.
on.
I love it.
well, there's this meme page that I'm obsessed with called Middle Class Fancy, and it's like just like
Dad memes.
yeah, it's like all just like
Ross dressed for less.
It's
That's
like-
middle class fancy.
It's like stock photos of white people,
okay.
and it'll be like a couple hugging, and it'll say something like when he takes you to Cheesecake Factory, and it's not even a special occasion, like shit like that. But
I'm following
but
this right now.
Yeah, their main thing is like whenever like they call the only thing that these people drink is Bud Light, and they call them Crispy Boys.
Yeah.
And I just mentioned it once, and it was like a night when we were all in a hotel, and they just like
Super drunk.
Forrest and AJ just called themselves the Crispy Boys.
Oh yeah, so like we went
and
off.
they made up a song.
we were super drunk and like, you know, talking about drinking Crispy Boys, but then we just started calling ourselves Crispy Boys and like how crispy could we get, you know what I mean? So then I think we just like I came up with this song that was just like
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Wait, fuck. Is it Keeping It Crispy?
You kept changing it, but just go for it.
I think it's Keeping It Crispy, Crispy Boys, we're keeping it crispy. It might have been the other way around, though. It might have been Crispy Boys, we're keeping it crispy, crispy boys. Yeah, I think it was that. I think it was that. And, like, it was so hard for us because we were so fucking drunk that we were just, like, I had to, like, try, like, 5 times with AJ to get it down because he could not get it. He was so fucking wasted.
Before we move on from this topic, and you guys can cut this whenever you want. I'm just like, we're
I'm
just having a good
great
time.
Fuck, it's 10:45.
Right, I know. Fuck. I have to wake up at 5:30. We'll cut it off here
shit.
soon. We'll cut it off soon. But I have to bring this up because you're talking about middle class fancy, and they posted something. Oh, this is old as fuck, dude. They haven't even put anything on here since 2017.
Their Instagram.
It's the Instagram. Okay, sorry. Well, on their Facebook page from last year, they have it's so you guys see, but it's Home Depot versus Lowe's.
Oh, that one's so good.
I've never seen this. So it has Home Depot on the left and Lowe's on the right. So Home Depot has a good, strong name like Frank, Greg, Bill, or Scott. Lowe's, weak names such as Chet, Skip, Ronnie, or Donnie.
It's so good.
There's more. Home Depot owns a charcoal Weber grill. Lowe's, some kind of piece of shit that runs on gas. Home Depot has a 6 0-turn lawnmower. Lowe's doesn't cut grass. Home Depot fixes things when they need a fixin'. Lowe's has a maintenance man on speed dial, LMAO. And then the final one, Home Depot. Home Depot loves a good stack of flapjacks on a weekend morning. Lowe's eats bagels and other weird shit.
Avocado
Love
toast.
Avocado toast.
Their Instagram is incredible.
Okay, I'm following the Instagram right now.
Hell yeah.
Middle class fancy.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. Like,
I want to write for the Hard Times so bad. Oh, you were on you were on the cover of Hard Times, right? Was it you? One of you guys.
They posted on Instagram me one time.
Yeah, wearing the shirt. But we're in a couple articles.
Yeah.
Because our friend Shelby in Austin is one of their staff photographers, and what that entails is she gets an email with a list of headlines, and she just has to make a picture for the headline. So she gets her friends to just like pose and.
Got it. I was wondering how they did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we'd play at Sidewinder in Austin, and she would come out and just like take photos and then be like, "Hey, let's do like a."
That's where they're out of, right?
Hard Times.
Is that where they're out of?
They're like kind of all over.
California. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because then we played a show in Santa Cruz with Dry Jacket, and
It
one
was-
of the
it was
like
sponsored by them.
editors.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the like editors or whatever was like running the show and like gave us all shirts, and then Sundressed posted a picture of me. Where were we? Do you remember? It's like St. Louis
Richmond
or
or
something. Richmond, some shit. Anyway, like posted a picture of me wearing the shirt, and then they posted that picture of me on their story, which was pretty sick. I was
Dude,
stoked
like
on that.
if I had to choose a job, like obviously my dream job would be this, just like being able to get paid to make content and have fun, get drunk with awesome people. Like that's obviously the dream.
The dream.
But if I was gonna choose anything else, which I mean all of them are ridiculous, but the other thing that I think I would probably choose is like to be a writer for Hard Times or Onion, just
That'd
like
be
just to
sick,
sit in a room with a bunch of other like psychos,
Especially like satire.
yeah,
like,
just
it's
like
fun.
come up with fun shit, or even to be on like a writer for like some kind of show where you're just like, because that's, I mean, a lot of what they do is like they have like a baseline script and then they sit around a table and just throw out fucking crazy ideas and they come up with jokes that way. Like that's like, I would love to do that.
It'd be so fun.
Oh my god, that'd be so much fun.
It would be tight.
But anyway, so we should probably wrap it up pretty soon. But what do you guys want to talk about? Like, what do we got to plug? What do we got to hit?
I was gonna say we could just talk about like, I don't know if you want to talk about like the tour,
we
just
got a
what's
Split
going
coming
on.
out.
Yeah, Split with Nominee coming out.
When does that come out?
June 8th.
Hell yeah! And I think it's 3 songs from us, 2 songs from Nominee.
Yep, and our second song is going to be out on Friday, which I assume this will probably air after.
Yeah.
So poetic. Check
And
out
the video too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a sick video
I'll
for it.
put this out the week before June 8th. The Monday. So the June 8th is on a Friday, so we'll put it out on the Monday.
Hell yeah.
Super
We
sick.
will be on the road with Northbound then. East Coast mostly. Shows
Tiny
look-
Stills,
with
right?
Tiny Stills
Yeah,
too.
Tiny
I was gonna
Stills on
say.
the first few dates. I wish they were on multiple.
More,
She's literally
She's
amazing.
great.
I actually just co-wrote a song with her for our next record.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So like, what's been super sick. I think for Trevor is like he's been going out to LA, like California, to like fucking demo like new shit with like fucking other producers, and it sounds awesome. And like, so I'm super stoked that he's been able to do that. Like, Justin and I went out there like one weekend, and just like hung out. And I want to get out there if I can. Like, aren't you planning on going out there to record?
We're gonna make a record out there, most likely. And if Forrest can't get off work for the whole time, we're getting him there to do the fucking back.
Yeah, like I'm gonna take
Like-
time off to get out there, like weekends for sure, but I'll take off like other days for sure. Because part of it was like I had this 90-day fucking clause with the new job or whatever where I like couldn't request time off. But that's ending like this week or some shit. So
That's awesome. That's what
fly
happens.
like a bird.
Yeah.
But yeah, like stoked to got the split coming out. Like those are all new songs. Fucking still writing, recording new shit.
Getting close to having a record.
Another
written.
tour in August.
Yeah, that will be announced by this time too. So doing a tour with Stick Up Kid.
Nice.
Oh hell yeah, cool.
Yeah.
For how long?
It's like 2 or 3 weeks.
It's like 2 weeks.
I think
West Coast, yeah.
Hell yeah. And then I mean beyond that, like we got the show June 1st, Warp Tour.
Oh yeah, we're playing Warp Tour.
June 28th.
Yeah, you got that. You were talking about how you want, so that's for sure. You guys got
we're
the
playing.
Warp Tour.
We were playing the Phoenix date of Warp Tour.
Yeah, not the whole tour, unfortunately,
we're
but
stoked. Though.
Yeah,
still sick. Yeah. Last Phoenix Warp Tour ever, so like that'll be fucking cool. It's gonna be hot as fuck, but I'm super excited for that. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think that's about it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hopefully a new record by the end of this year.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's the goal because it's. Yeah.
Right.
Got to keep that.
Major.
Our manager Mike. He has a podcast called Managemental that's really tight. You should check out.
Where's that from?
It's a part of Jabberjaw Media.
Okay.
But his company's Outer Loop Group, like they're the one doing our record and stuff. But his like catchphrase is, what is it?
For Modern Mental.
Great content consistently over time.
Okay.
Is what you need to do to be successful in a band. So it's like
it's
hustle all the time, put out good shit
consistently.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we the catchphrase for this show almost became "Dick's hard, heart warmed," which because one of my guests, Wiley, was like a really good buddy of mine now, but he's like at the end of the show he said something to the effect of like I'm just excited and I'm emotional and it's like dick hard and heart warmed and I was like fuck t-shirt now so that's like our thing every time he's on the show is we say that, but one of these days I think I totally gonna do a t-shirt like that. Okay, comment or fucking send me a DM or something, slide into the DMs and tell me if you want the dick hard heart warmer shirts to happen. All right, well thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you two for coming over. This is amazing.
Dude, hell yeah.
Thanks for having us.
I am happy that I got to have both of you guys here. Originally, it was just going to be Forrest, and we got a nice little session that will be coming out. So this is what we're going to do on Monday. Is when your episode's going to come out. Your Good Dog session is going to come out on Wednesday, and then Friday your shit will come out. So
our split will be out. Buy that shit. Help us chart on Billboard or something.
Yeah, Billboard, is that the goal? You guys want to be on Billboard?
It is.
Yeah, totally.
It's not that hard anymore. Like you can sell a few hundred copies and chart.
Cool.
So
the bar's high and low.
Yeah.
Stoked on the,
it looks sick, but it's it kind of depends on who else's record.
That
comes
EPK
out.
though. That EPK.
Yeah.
Also, Nominee
we got one.
is fucking awesome. Their song on the split that they put out, Lock and Key, right? It's fucking good.
It's ridiculous.
And we fucking love those guys. So yeah, definitely fucking check out Nominee if you haven't.
And Adult Feelings.
Hell
Adult
yeah.
Feelings.
Which awesome band name, by the way. I never got to say that every time. Immediately upon hearing that, I was like, "Damn!"
Hell yeah!
Like Troubled Minds. Like fuck. It's a good band
Right?
name.
Like Adult Feelings was like our transition from Zofoot into like we wanted to do something different. We were like, we need to change it up. We need to change up the genre, whatever. But like, yeah, fuck. I think I or Gabe came up with the name, but yeah, it's stuck and. Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Good job.
Shouts out to fucking all the homies, all the local band homies, all fucking promoters, all my friends, Rebel Lounge, Trunk Space, fucking, I don't know. I could go on forever.
Greg the Van.
Greg the Van, shouts out for getting us across the country.
Just took him to the shop. He's still running strong, 263,000 miles.
Dude, yeah, we're pushing him to we're talking about pushing him to 400,000, straight up.
Do it.
Just into
my Toyota Avalon can make it to 315, you guys can push to 400.
Yeah.
They're built
at least
for it.
3.
You just got to get those oil changes.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. No,
I'm actually getting them detailed tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Shout out,
Shit.
definitely shout out to fucking Rebel Lounge. Steve, I've never met, but he's coming on the show.
What?
I'm very excited. I've never met him.
Dude, that's going to be awesome.
I'm literally just going to I'm just gonna be like, hey, can you just tell me stories? Go. And I'm just not gonna
Yeah.
talk. Just you fucking tell me, cause I know that motherfucker.
Especially
he has
just booking
some.
experience.
Ask him. Be sure to ask him about the format if you remember
Okay.
that band.
Oh yeah. Was
Because
he?
he was there from the beginning, and he told me some crazy shit about like their first show and how like all these labels were there, and like it's like
Damn,
it's a
that's
cool
so
story.
cool.
Like
I remember
Phoenix
when
is tight, man.
I remember when I saw the Compromise music video back in the day, and I was like, I think that was the song, right? That was the single, Compromise. It had the weird music video. Yeah,
I
format.
think so, yeah.
Whatever.
they were a special band.
They
No,
were-
I just
they
love
were fun.
fucking Phoenix music scene is sick. Like definitely grateful as fuck.
I tell
And-
all my friends from California, I'm like, go leave.
I was gonna
leave
say,
LA.
like, thank you too for doing this.
Oh, thanks,
like
man.
doing what
Yeah.
you do.
Of
like,
course.
Yeah. There's
It's not
enough
gonna be
of
local
it.
forever, so don't
Hell
think
yeah.
it too much.
Oh, no, but
Eventually, I'm
still.
gonna try to. I mean, I'm always gonna have locals on the show, but I want to try to make sure I get people from all over the place.
Yeah, it's just like the more the merrier. I feel like. In
Oh, yeah.
terms of like podcasts, art, fucking shows.
Hell yeah, dude! I fucking love Phoenix. Like I
Me
love
too.
it here. I love it here.
It's fantastic. I was gonna mention like that Yab Yum flyer. Like,
Oh,
that's
Yab
fucking
Yum,
sick.
shout out, they're the best.
2016.
Yeah, dude, we fucking got to play that show. It was so
So
we have
cool.
like a little
So
glass
many good
award.
bands, yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, like so many good. The Yab Award show was fucking crazy. And Phoenix Afrobeat, like
Oh, they're so good.
god damn.
We saw them at Van Buren when we played there, which was fucking tight. Which show was that again?
That was a AJJ show.
Oh, the
So
Desert
tight.
Trash?
Yeah, that was so sick. That was my first time seeing them, and it was incredible.
My boy Chris Farron.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, Chris Farron.
Have you checked him out?
You told me to, but I
Okay,
don't know if
yeah.
I did or not.
He's wild, like live
Dude,
too. He's
his
so wild.
but his the way he promotes himself is fucking hilarious.
Oh, yeah, that
Like,
flyer where he's like-
he has a flyer for his tour right now, and it says Chris Farron performing live music perfectly. And he'll say that on stage. He'll be like, "Yeah, baby, another perfect performance." Like,
Is it Farren?
yeah.
Okay, I found him.
He used to be in a band called Fake Problems. That was like a big like Warped Tour band back in the day.
Band is
Chris,
sick.
okay, this his cover photo on Facebook is hysterical.
Yeah.
It's Chris Farron's beautiful Facebook, and then it's all like really bad like fonts. Welcome to my
It's like clearly paint.
welcome to the site. Dude, it's not even paint. It's like the step. So paint is one of those things where it's like so lo-fi that it's almost like, oh, it's funny, it's paint.
Yeah.
But then you go like one step above it, and it's like really shitty lowbrow corporate
PowerPoint.
like corporate PowerPoint shit, and then
Yeah.
above that is like Photoshop, and it's cool again. And he's like plays it right in the middle. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys for coming over, and that's it. You know what to expect from me. Oh fuck, I have to do the things to shout outs to the Patreon supporters, which is real fast.
Yeah.
Because there's not enough of them. So sign the fuck up and let's make this longer. I got Austin Carson, Aubrey Hoffer, my mom, my grandma, Courtney Gallegos, Miguel Lopez, TJ Maxwell. Oh, shirts. By the time this podcast is out, shirts not only would have been in, but hopefully they would have been fucking sold out. If they're not, hit them up, get some t-shirts, stickers. I got all kinds of stuff coming my way, and I got some really cool t-shirt design ideas coming down the pipe. From one of the guys in Takeover and Destroy. Alex is like we're gonna work on some shit, get some really cool designs. He's got an awesome design thing out called Strange Crimes.
I know Alex well.
Yeah, dude. His art is like, I saw his art and I immediately think that's it. I want to redo everything I have in that style. So we're gonna do some cool shit. So all right, thank you guys so much. Get stoked. Aw, shit! Look at that. The episode's over, man. We're done. Episode is finished. Luckily, though, there are plenty of other older episodes hanging around the internet anywhere you'd like to find podcasts. iTunes, podcast apps like Stitcher or Podcast Addict for either the iPhone or the Android. My official Podbean website. I'm fucking everywhere, man. I'm building an empire. Let's take over the fucking world. Anyway, if you've made it this far, I truly appreciate you and encourage you to please reach out and say hello. I'm serious about this, guys. I really want to connect with my listeners. So whether you want to come on the show or not, drop me a line. Hit me an email at gettingstokedpodcast@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's it, man. Thank you guys so much for listening. It really, I know I harp on it so much, but it really truly means everything. So thank you. Get stoked.